Hello and welcome back to Blueberry Trader. Today I will go to 12 stocks that will have earning tomorrow, and we'll start with KDP, Keurig Dr. Pepper. Excuse me. All right. So you can see short term is actually a little bit overbought. Just for the past, I would say 2-3 weeks. Long term is oversold as well. So I mean overbought short term, but oversold long term. So let me see. Okay. So if we look for the past 2-3 years, it actually low right now. So for short term, we got something like this. So basically it broke out already, right? If we look for shorter term, like really short term, we will have something like this. I can see it's got a little bull flag right here. So maybe we'll have more upside, and maybe this earning will get it up there. All right. So for very short term, we have something. So if I have to predict the number coming decent, we might have it come up to about $30 at about 60%. Okay, otherwise we may have 25 at 40%. All right, so it really depends on the outlook at this point, but I predict a bounce for the KDP. Next we have RVTY Inc. Short term overbought, long term it turning neutral. So it looks like we might have a test here. That's 102. Short term, okay, so something like this. So I would say we have more of a pullback to 96, 95 at about 60%, 40%, which is still a big chance we might see it come up to 102. So it's about 3% up and down range. For top and bottom range, we get about 3%. I don't see anything else. But look like we might have a test. So if is the number coming really good, we might have is come up even to 104, but If it hit 102, and then I expect a pullback afterward. So it's gonna be something like this. And then after that, it can bounce again. It might even make a cup and handle where this is the cup, and it's gonna come down, maybe here, come back up, and then break out. All right, next we have Bank of Hawaii. Short term oversold, long term is oversold as well. So for short term, we have something like this. What we can see is right now is kind of like near the middle of the channel. I expect a bounce to 66 if the number coming decent, just decent. And outlook is also neutral. That's about 60%, 40% of a pullback, and it might test 60 again. Okay, so 60 at 40%. However, I think we might have a breakout and then test this level before come back and test even this level. So we will see how we're gonna do. Well, tower overbought both long and short term. So I'm thinking it might be already top out right here, and then now most likely we have go back to 165 at about 60 to 65%. 35% if the number coming really hot. Maybe we'll see 188, 189 at about 35%. So still 1/3 of a chance. And so it's not small as well. We will see how it is short term. We have something like this. Okay, so in a way, it might hit here and then pull back afterward. But unless the number coming really good, if it's neutral and number just okay or bad, we'll have a pullback. All right, next we have Cadence Design. Short term is a little bit oversold. Long term is starting to turn negative. If I look at the short term, I can see it is at the top of the channel, and I think we might even bounce back a little bit more and maybe go even lower if the number good. I would say 311. So I'm gonna put here at 311 at about 60%. 40% if the outlook actually good, it will break this red line and might even go further. but a lot of time it will hit here and then come back. So we'll draw something like this, but it still has about 40%. 374. Yep. Next we have waste management. Short term is a little bit over. Oh, long term is oversold. So most likely it will bounce. All right, so we can see the midterm right now is like this. For the low, might look like that or even like that. So you can see it hitting the top of the channel, but I would turn it into mid term and look at the shorter term. So shorter term is actually right here. You can see is the low right here as well. So it become a support here. So we got, so if we come to the short term, right? So it's already at the support. I would say it will bounce at about 60% to 221 or even 222. Okay, at about 60 to 65%, 35% of a pullback. It might break the support and come down to here at 207 at about 35%. What's more likely of a bounce? If the number are just decent and outlook is neutral to positive, because it's been selling quite a lot since August. Okay, and if we look at a longer term, it's still actually high. For the past couple years, is now at the average, I believe. So either way, most likely we will have a bounce. NXPI, last I predicted it will come back to 222, 212. It was not coming down the first day, it just came down a little bit, but subsequently it came down, bounced again, basically moved sideways from this point. So for the past 3 months, it just bounced around here. So now let's look at the short term. So the trend looks something like this. Short term and long term is actually turning negative. Short term is kind of neutral right now, but it's kind of like dipping down right now. So I would say most likely we'll have a go back to 198 at about 60%. 40% of a bounce. If the number coming decent, outlook is neutral or positive, we'll see it coming back to 240. So 40% is still a big chance. See if anything. If I look at this trend. All right, so if I look in terms of this, is already made the move, broke down, came back to test. So yeah, most likely we'll have a pullback. So I think we'll have a more chance of a pullback. Hartford Insurance, haven't seen this stock for a long time. Maybe last time was, I don't know, 15, 17 years ago. So right now, look like it's over. So short term and long term is turning negative. So it did a gap down. I think this was on the seat. So if we look at the short term, we have something like this. So it's already gapped down. It might come back and test this line at 127. So I give this about 60%. Usually when it gap down and break below, it will come back and test, and then it's gonna pull back even here. But 40% is that can still come back here at 120. So we will see either way. Most likely it will come down lower. Let me see. Okay, so looking like it broke below the medium term support and also short term. So this is kind of like bearish, even though it's coming back to test, but most likely it will head lower. So maybe we'll check in about a week or two to see how it goes. Celestica look like it is high and overbought a lot. Okay, so let me see. From April, go from 61 to 300. That's 5 times. Wow, 5 times, 500%. So most likely it will go back. Where will it go down to? Probably around 254, 253. At about 60 to 65%. Unless the number coming insanely good, it might jump another 5% or so. So 320, 221 at about 35%. And you know, even though it's overbought, it can stay overbought for a long term and keep going, just like Nvidia and other stuff. New core, I was looking at this. So last time I saw is had the move flag. So I say, okay, maybe it come up to 158. It came up to about 151, and then trending back from this point. So basically we have just a sideways move. Now we have to see what it is for this stock. So short term, we have so for short term, we have something like this. Okay. So now, short term is coming positive, but long term is still oversold. Okay, so let's make this a little bit harder to predict. I would say 55% of a pullback to 135. And 45% of a bounce to 144, 145. So, as I say, it will be a little bit tough. So I give it 45% of a bounce and 55% of pullback. All right, next we have a PFG, Principal Financial Group. Right away, I can see it has a bit of a bear flag here. It's oversold. Short term, long term is turning to neutral. From August is about not much. So look like it's not doing that well. So I would say due to this, I'm gonna give a I would say 60% of pullback, and okay, and the bounce is 40% at 84. %60 pullback at 76. All right, so more downside, but decent chance of the upside. It's oversold, so it could be due for a bounce. But if I look at a longer term, it is kind of like at average price. Yeah, I don't see much. Look like from the past 6 months or so, it's been bouncing between 85 and 76, so it might continue to keep bouncing like that. All right, the last one, Universal Health Services, UHS. So it's been overbought, both long and short term. And today we had like a really long candle. Look like it's trying to pull back. So I give it 60% of pullback to 190, 189. Due to the overbought condition, and look like it's one to pull back. Short term, Okay, so as you can see, is at the top of the channel, so most likely a pullback 40%. It might even come higher. You can see it's already high for the year. So the next level will be around 240. I don't think it'll go up to 240, but you never know. 10% of 220 something, so about 230. All right, or 231. If the number coming really good, but there will be a chance of it hitting and test 240 as well. We don't know, but I still think it will pull back. All right, thanks for watching. Please hit a like, share, and subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you in the next video.